Hello guys, and welcome to another brand new video on the channel. If you're enjoying the videos that we're coming out with at the minute, please give them a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel and show your support and allow us to reach as many like-minded goalkeeping enthusiasts around the world. Today's video is going to show you a day in the life of a professional footballer during lockdown. The spotlight in this video is on a good friend of mine and colleague, Harry Brooks. Harry has played in England, Australia, Norway and most recently in Sweden. In this video, Harry will be providing some valuable tips and advice as to how he's coping during the pandemic period at the moment during the world. And he'll also be showcasing what he does on a daily basis with regards to his training and what he does to stay fit, stay sharp and keep mentally strong through this difficult period. So I hope you enjoy the video, and without further ado, let's hand over to Harry.
Good morning and welcome to A Day in the Life as a Pro with me, Harry Brooks. So I've teamed up with MBGK Academy and I'm going to show you what a standard day looks like as a professional goalkeeper stuck in the current COVID-19 pandemic. I hope you're all super well, I hope you're social distancing and doing everything the government tells you, and hopefully we'll be over this soon. I'm a 24-year-old goalkeeper and I currently play for professional side Goalkeepers IK in the Swedish Division 2. I'm just going to show you what my very standard day looks like. I'm going to have my coffee, have my breakfast, and then I'll meet you at my first activity, which is yoga. So you've joined me here at yoga. You see I've got my mat down, I'm sat down in the front room. Above you on the TV, I've actually got my yoga session, so I'm going to be looking up there a lot. So I started doing yoga when this pandemic started about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, just because I have personally quite tight hamstrings and glutes. So it's a really good way for me to really stretch out my body, become a little bit more flexible, and hopefully it will really improve me as a goalkeeping aspect, being a little bit more flexible, and hopefully won't mean that I'll pick up injuries as easily. Hopefully if I keep doing this every single day, after a while it will get a lot better. So you're going to watch me do my yoga. Hopefully Matt speeds this up, because I think it would be painful just to watch 15 minutes of me struggling to stretch. So that's yoga all finished and done in the front room. So I'm going to quickly go upstairs, get changed, put on some extra couple base layers, and then I'm going to head outside and start my goalkeeper session. I'll catch you then. Hey, how's it going? Out here in my garden. I've just got a couple balls, couple cones. I've got 2 large poles for a goal. But when it comes to the session in your garden, just use whatever you can. So if you haven't got cones, maybe use spare shoes, use them as cones. So I'm just going to chuck my boots on and I'm going to get the session going. So I'm just going to start quickly doing some footwork. So I'm getting my gloves on while my brother quickly grabs the balls. I'm just going to do some little passing to my feet, take a touch, pass it out, just to get the feet going. Nice little warm up, nothing too strenuous, just to get going. Okay, so as you probably just saw, the grass we've got in our garden is actually quite long and it's a little bit bumpy. It's not like the smoothest pitch I'll ever play on, but you do what you can with what you have. So after we've done a little bit of passing, don't want to do too much passing because the pitch is absolutely horrible. The grass is absolutely horrible, obviously it's not a pitch. So Jack's just going to volley some into my hands. I'm just going to catch them, give them back just to get the hands nice and loose. So the next part of the session is there's some cones there, and then my goal, I'm pretty sure you can see the cones, but if not, I'm just going to do some footwork in and out. I'm going to set, Jack's going to volley it straight into my hands, just a little comeback, do a few each side. I'll do the right side, then the left side, then we move on, okay?
Okay, so last drill of the garden workout I'm doing, it's going to be a reaction drill. So as you can see in front of the goal, I've got loads of cones, I've got some sliders, some bottles and a couple of tennis balls. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm going to start with my back turn to play. Jack's going to pass the ball into the cones and the sliders. Hopefully they're going to ricochet and move and have like a slightly different line, and I've got to stay set and try and react and make a save. This is probably one of my favourite drills. It's just really quite fun and quite enjoyable when everyone likes working on making those good reaction saves, and I'd recommend to anyone, even in your garden, you literally just grab anything, water bottles, sliders, shoes. Shoes is a really good one. So we're just going to get going. Ready, Jack? Yep. 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 Right on the throat now. Stay closer. Finish it. Oh, great finish. Right. So that's the end of the session. Thanks to Jack, he doesn't want to be shown on camera because he's camera shy. But thank you for that. It's much easier having someone to serve and do bits for me rather than me doing it all by myself. It's much more fun as well. So if you get the chance, try and get your parents, your brothers, sister, anyone to come help you out. Any help is good. If not, there's plenty of drills you can do by yourself. Matt has a couple of solo videos that are absolutely brilliant, and even I've used a couple of them. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll chat with you later.
So that's the gardening session done. You can see I've got a good sweat on. It was actually quite a good workout for what it was with my brother, just doing what we can, as much as we can. So I'm going to go inside, have a quick shower, and then I'm going to sit down and have a little bit of chat, a little bit about my story and things like that. So I'll catch you in a little bit. Okay, so you joined me here after training. I've had a little bit of time to have a shower and some lunch, and then what I like to do a lot of is video analysis. So personally, I'll video analyze every single game that we have that's recorded. I was quite fortunate that in Sweden and the majority of the time in Norway, the local newspaper would stream the game live, so I could send that to my friends and family and that they could watch it from back home, which was really nice, especially when I'm thousands of miles away. But also I like to re-watch that footage after, and then I can analyse my personal game and also the teams, but mostly mine. It's really important to have different perspective on things, so more than what you feel, more than what's coming out of your eyes. It's good that you can use this footage to break down whether your positioning's right, whether your breakdown of a save is good, whether you're making the right decisions on the pitch and seeing the big picture of the whole game rather than just what's going on in your 6-yard box. When I didn't have live streams, I used to have a GoPro and prop it up behind my goal and then use whatever I could from that to break down my passing, my technique, my positioning, etc. But I'll quickly show you what I do. So we have an old game here, Volda versus Hood 2. We have the date, 4-0 win. So I draw out a pitch and I plot all my passes. I colour code it to completed, failures, throws, my general clearances, and then I did a tally up of the saves because it's nice to know. So you can see I've played passes to left backs, a couple long ones to wingers, long balls to strikers and things like that. So going through it, I got my pass completion, which was 94%, nice and high. And then at the bottom I do positives and negatives of the game. So clean sheet and 3 points, made some good vital saves, held on to long distance shots well, high passing percentage, a very solid game. Negatives, sometimes rushing side volleys, causing failure. Sometimes you need to look beyond the pass, so if I give the ball to the right back, I need to know who he's going to give it to or what he can do with it, if he can run and drive. What you don't want to do as a goalkeeper is just give the ball to a player under pressure and then he has to do something with it. You want to give him the ball knowing that he can go on and do something better, whether give it to someone else or he can drive into space, for example. So that was something I noticed. I think it's really good to analyse what you're doing. So for example, if I had a couple of side volley failures in a couple of weeks, say for example 2 weeks in a row or 3 weeks in a row I didn't hit a single side volley correctly to the right target, I know that I need to work on that, and then I can take that into the training field, and then I can work that little bit harder on my distribution just so it improves for the future. It's really good for noticing trends and to evaluate how your game's going, because sometimes you notice things when you write them down or when you look back that you might not have noticed at the time. I think it's really, really important. And if you don't have footage, still, if you can, if you have, like, for example, your parents or your coaches, really try and evaluate the game, write down what went well, what went bad, and see if you can notice a trend. I feel like it's really, really important.
Får ikke avklaring. Så kommer ballen til Dalen, og så det via keeper. Men legger inn, flott. Kommer han til flott keeper, René.
So as I said previously, COVID-19 has obviously meant that my season in Sweden has been cut short, and I've had to fly back home and come back to England, to my family home, to kind of wait out and wait for the pandemic to come over and then go back to Sweden potentially. But because it's COVID-19, there could be a chance that my Swedish season's cancelled altogether because it just runs on too long. So it's a really weird time, really up in the air. I'm constantly talking to my agent and I'm talking to coaches and managers and stuff, because they all want to know what's going on with me and what I'm going on with them. So it's a really interesting time. I'm constantly writing up emails, trying to talk to people to try and work out what's going on. But of course, as long as this pandemic goes on, no one knows what's going to happen. So we just kind of have to sit and wait and things like that. In terms of like my aspirations and what I want to achieve, is that I want to just try and play professional football for as long as I can. I genuinely believe that my time was over and it was never going to happen, but had that burning desire of what if after university, so I decided to pack my bags and leave home and try and work it out from there, and thankfully it's worked out somewhat in a way, but I want to keep going, pushing higher and higher and higher. I don't want to settle playing low professional. I want to try and play as high as I physically can, and that will make me happy that I have a lot of memories and I can say that I was a professional footballer, something I dreamed of as a kid. And lastly, the last thing I wanted to have a talk about was about how this COVID-19 can affect everyone. So obviously all over the world, people of all ages are affected. They can't play football, they can't train. So what I would almost suggest and say for people to do is just do what you can wherever you are with whatever you have. Just even if it's just having one ball on a wall, make the most of what you have at the moment and enjoy it. Use it as a release. You only get an hour a day of exercise. Go out and enjoy that hour of exercise. Even if it's just in the garden playing football, it's better than just sitting playing at a PlayStation all day. It's doing something. And if you have any aspirations of becoming a footballer later down the line, or maybe you are a footballer trying to make it, people, just because this pandemic's stopping and you can't coach and you can't go play with your team, people are still going to be working hard and smart to try and better themselves. That's what I'm doing. I have to keep trying to better myself in this time. I can't just sit with my feet up, relaxing, chilling, waiting for it to be over, because I know there's hundreds and maybe thousands, maybe even millions of people that are dying for a professional contract that I have, that are going to try and use this time wisely to better themselves. So you have to, if you have any aspirations of being a footballer, you have to take this time and do what you can to try and better yourself. And that would be my advice to anyone that wants to really give football like a serious go. But that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I actually really enjoyed doing this. And thank you to Matt for asking me to be part of it. I've known Matt for about 2 years. He's been a coach of mine. We've had sessions together and I've absolutely loved him. I think he's a brilliant coach, and his YouTube content is slowly getting better and better and more views, and I just want to thank him. So for his sake, make sure you like, comment and you share it to everyone, all your goalkeepers, all your friends. Make sure you show it to all of them and show your appreciation. And lastly, be safe, be smart, and stick to the government guidelines. And then hopefully this won't last as long as it needs to. It will get out of it as soon as we can, and we'll all be back to playing football, because that's all we want to do. We all just want to go back to playing football and having our lives back. But take care and be safe.